Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Clickstream. Following on from Dr. Liz's talk this morning, going to quickly cover some techniques and practices to help you with quantitative measures of your customer journey. What is Clickstream? Clickstream is the notion of capturing details about the user actions on your client, i.e. your browser or your mobile device, to gather better understanding of how a user interacts with the application, so we can better improve aspects of the application, i.e. UX, marketing, game integrity, fraud, etc. Why do we care about this? So we can do things like this. We can go off and figure out where users are coming from, where they're going, where they're getting stuck, where they're going around in circles, where they're staying on pages for long periods of time and getting frustrated. So we could use alternative products like Full Story and Hotjar. We can use kind of bastardized versions like Sumo can actually do some of this stuff for your client-side logging. This is not kind of what we want to do. We don't have long-term storage and things like Sumo. Full Story and Hotjar, we don't own the data. The other benefits of doing these kind of patterns is we can do marketing attribution and conversion. Because we own the data, we can send our data off to Google Analytics and Adobe as opposed to using client-side pixels and whatnot. We have a bit more control. So some quick recommendations on what not to do. Your database is not a dumping ground. Don't use your database for clickstream data. We've done it. It's not a very good idea. Transactional databases, in my opinion, are used for maintaining state to make business decisions for the service that owns that persistent store. If you're saving to a database, it should be for that service to just make a decision based on that state. Clickstream is not that. Clickstream is for downstream reporting and making decisions out of process. Databases are super slow, especially if you're using transactions and especially if your customers are on the other side of the planet. Databases are also really fucking expensive. S3 is not, so don't use database for that stuff. Also, don't lock yourself into a schema. Clickstream is for creative people, like product people. They love change, so don't lock yourself into a schema. Relational databases are good at that. And only send what you need. Don't be wasteful, so a little bit of thinking now will save you some time down the line. Steal ideas from others, lean into CDNs, lean into known techniques like HTTP, Apache logs, base64 encoding, and don't take data you shouldn't take. So things like Snowplow and Snowflake can really help here. This is our architecture of how we do it. We lean heavily on Amazon CloudFront and S3. Evan from AWS knows all this stuff. There's a few guys from VGW that know about this stuff. So we can kind of walk you through this. What ends up happening is when you do this kind of stuff, you post a base64 encoded, well, you don't post, you do a get with a base64 encoded JSON string to an endpoint. It dumps some stuff from CloudFront in the access logs into a bucket. It's Apache logs, see that black thing there? That's basically what your Apache logs look like. You'll see that there is in the path, you'll get your query string, which is our payload, which is a base64 encoded string, which then turns into that JSON payload when you decode it, which means you can basically send anything you want downstream. This means you can now dump stuff into things like Snowflake and do some pretty interesting reporting. The benefits here are incredibly cheap storage, incredibly fast, so we're talking single millisecond latency for our customers around the world, as opposed to hundreds of millisecond latency for people in America hitting like European data stores. That's it. Thanks, guys.